Welcome, everybody. This is Eric Borja, class of 1991, McQueen High School, former athletic director, head track coach, assistant football coach, and graduate of McQueen High School. And I'm here to talk to you guys today about athletics at McQueen. So, McQueen High School was opened in 1982. And since then, these are the accomplishments that our athletic teams have achieved. And I'm very proud of all of the league championships, regional championships, state championships, Gatorade All-Americans, the NIA Hall of Fame inductees. And as of today, 2021, we have two current NFL players and one athlete who is an MMA fighter, amongst other athletes too. There are definitely more out there. Okay, at McQueen High School, we break up everything into 3 sports seasons, and you can see based on fall, winter, and spring sports where these sports intersect. Pretty much the general rule for athletics is you can only be on one NIA roster a season, meaning you cannot do volleyball and girls golf at the same time. You'd have to pick one. But you can pick one sport per season to compete in. But during each individual season, you can only be on one NIAA roster. A question we get all the time is, what about boys and girls lacrosse? And the answer is, it is a club sport that is offered through McQueen High School. However, it's not a sanctioned NIAA sport yet. And so it is a club sport that is offered through the high school and club coaches. And if you want information on lacrosse, please contact the main office and ask for Diane Wood, the athletic secretary, and she will be able to get you in contact with our lacrosse coaches. But anyways, these are the sports that are offered at McQueen. Some are freshman, JV, and varsity. Some are just varsity, and then some are just JV and varsity. So it just kind of depends on the sport. And the best way to find out those answers is to reach out to the McQueen Athletic Office or contact the individual coach. And all that contact information is on the McQueen High School website. So just a heads up there. Okay, one of the most important things that needs to be done at McQueen High School is athletic clearance. And athletic clearance is a process that needs to be done through a website called Register My Athlete. You can access Register My Athlete directly from its URL web link, and you're going to complete an online basically registration form that's pretty common these days. Along with the registration form, there are fees that the Washoe County School District applies, and those fees are basically a total of $90, which include a transportation, training, impact fee, and student activity. The impact fee is for our concussion management program. That is something that every athlete must do prior to their sports season. So that's what that entails. And then obviously the other 3 are pretty self-explanatory as far as their fees. Also a requirement through the Washoe County School District is a physical. An athlete must have a physical done their freshman year or their very first year attending a Washoe County School District school, and then their junior year. If they were to get a physical done in their freshman year and their junior year, it's good for 2 years. So just a heads up there. Physical forms are found on the Register My Athlete website, as well as at the main office here at McQueen, and you can get a physical form online at washoeschools.net/McQueen. So a lot of different places where you can find that physical form. Eligibility. Every year, incoming freshmen automatically starts as eligible. However, if we are under the current Washoe County School District grade check, we will have grade checks done every 3 weeks. And so in order to be eligible, an athlete must do the following. Going into their specific sports season, they must maintain and have a 2.0 GPA. I mentioned that we will have grade checks once a season begins every 3 weeks. An athlete cannot be failing a class. If they do, they will basically have 1 week of what we call probation, and then they will have one more additional week to get that grade above failing to be eligible for that week's game. So athletes, it is in your best interest to make sure you are never failing a class at McQueen. Like I mentioned before, every semester, okay, an athlete must have a 2.0 GPA in order to be eligible to start the season. Most of our coaches go with, if they do not have a 2.0, they are not allowed to try out. And that's a sport by sport specific rule that each coach has. It's not a district rule, it's not a McQueen rule, but we encourage our coaches to definitely have grades at the top of their list when it comes to trying out and selecting players for their team. If you need more information on eligibility, the NIAA.com website is a great resource to comb through, especially if you are transferring to McQueen or transferring out. It's a good idea to check the NIAA website for details. Athletics and attendance. Okay, on a competition day, students must attend all classes to be eligible to participate with their team. What this basically is saying is that you cannot skip school and then expect to be at a game that day. Same thing with practices. We encourage our coaches to check in on attendance to make sure that kids are in school, and if they're not in school, then they should not be at practice. So we basically have a motto that says if you are too sick to be in school, then you are too sick to participate in sports. A couple of exceptions to that, obviously, is a doctor appointment. I know things are come up and pop up, but please communicate with coaches and the main office if there are doctor appointments on game days and practices so that we're aware of why a student wasn't in classes that day. If you are absent from illness during the day of a competition, like I said, you cannot participate with your team. Okay, very important to parents. And what I want to talk about today is if there is something that needs to be discussed, if there was something that happened in a game, a practice, something involving another player on a team, or even your own player, we follow what's called the chain of command. And the first outreach that we like for you to do is to contact your player's coach first. If the coach cannot resolve your issue, or if there's questions that still remain, then we elevate it to the athletic director. If the athletic director cannot fulfill the requirements or answer questions or come to a resolution, then it goes to the athletic vice principal. From there, it goes to our school principal. And hopefully at that point, we have worked on a solution and we're just looking to a little bit of closure and just making sure things have worked out accordingly and proper things have been done. So that is called the athletic chain of command. Parents, we encourage you to follow this. It makes everything go smoother as far as communication, so things aren't left out. And this way we're able to resolve our problems here at McQueen before they're escalated to higher levels. Okay, some things that I always get, and they're very important, is if a student athlete wants to play at college, okay, or in college. And guys, I'll be 100% honest here. Scholarships are very competitive. It's very easy to think that just because an athlete is starting on a varsity team in high school that they'll be a college player, but that's not necessarily the case. And so a lot of colleges have already done or do their recruiting well in advance, okay? But just keep this in mind. The most important thing that we can do here at McQueen is to make sure they're eligible with their core classes and they're in compliance with the NCAA and the NIAA in regards to number of core classes and eligibility GPA checks and those, GPA and SAT, ACT testing once it becomes back standard for schools. And so these are some good sites for you to check. The NCAA Clearinghouse for NCAA Sports Division 1, 2, and 3, and then the NAIA websites as well can walk you through clearances. Right now in 2021, the minimum GPA is a 2.3 requirement for college athletics. That's to be considered to attend. Here's just a brief list of currently what the NCAA core course requirements are. As you can clearly see, definitely 4 years in subject matters, 3 and 2. And then the best way to make sure you're in compliance is to work with our school counselors here at McQueen to make sure that you are on track for having these core classes completed. Some interesting information, the probability of competing. And what basically this is giving us is the pure number of high school student athletes on an annual basis versus how many of those will go on to play in college athletics. You can see from high school to college is about only 6% will go from high school to play in the NCAA. And then from the NCAA to a professional team is 2%. And so the whole point of this is to, basically let you know that academics are the first thing that college recruiters look at, along with obviously athletic talent. But if you're not eligible, you're not going to play. Okay, our philosophy here at McQueen, and it's been here since I attended too, but we are student athletes first. We're not athletic students, so we take academics very serious. We're also great at building our team and being a team member and utilizing great sportsmanship when competing against other teams. And this goes for parents as well. Okay, the parents and fans in the stands are a reflection of our school as well. And so it's just not the athlete's responsibility, it's all of our responsibility. We're going to develop and foster Lancer Pride. And Lancer Pride is a term that we use at McQueen to describe exactly what we do on game days and how we conduct ourselves at school, in the community, and in the athletic venue. And we're very encouraging when it comes to teams and coaches and players exhibiting Lancer Pride. It's our motto. Most of our breaks from our coaches include Lancer Pride. We're going to foster healthy lifestyles and work ethic. We're going to be leaders in our community. And then we want our parents involved. We want you to help. We want you to help in the right ways. And we want you to be a part of our booster programs. And anything I know parents want to do to help their child's team, we encourage. And coaches will contact on what we can accommodate with parents being involved with teams. Guys, I want to thank you for listening to me here. McQueen High School is truly a special place. It is a unique school. Nowhere else is like McQueen. I can promise you that. We have great tradition. We've had an outstanding coaching staff come through over the years and exist today. Excellent students, excellent teachers. Everything that you want to be successful is right here for you. As long as you do the right things and stay on top of your grades, all the athletic achievements will follow. I wish you all the best of luck in the future in your careers at McQueen High School. And just keep these words and phrases in mind. Lancer Pride, RMA, it's a great day to be a Lancer. Thank you.